Welcome to W&L Sports Weekly. I'm Jeremy Franklin. This week we'll speak with riding coach Gordon Reistrup, men's lacrosse captain Buck Armstrong, and baseball captain Kyle Tipping. But first, a quick look back at the weekend in Washington and Lee athletics. Dana Lee earned Athlete of the Meet honors, and Samantha Yates was the Rookie of the Meet as women's track and field finished second at the ODAC Indoor Championship in Landover, Maryland. The men's team also came in second overall, with Ian McDonald defending his titles in the 3,000 meters and the mile. At the NCAA East Regional in Lexington, Ron Tassoni became the first W&L wrestler to qualify for nationals since 2001, finishing third in the 184-pound class as the Generals placed 11th out of 18 teams. Women's basketball defeated Eastern Mennonite 53-48 in the ODAC quarterfinals before falling to top seed Lynchburg 71-57 in the semifinals in Salem. At the ITA Division III Indoor Championships in Indiana, women's tennis lost to Johns Hopkins and Washington University, but defeated host DePaul 7-2, finishing in 6th place. Out in California, men's tennis beat Cal Lutheran 9-0, but fell 7-2 to 15th-ranked Redlands. Baseball swept a 3-game series against NYU, beating the Violets 6-1 and 3-1 on Saturday, and then recording an 11-2 victory on Sunday. Men's lacrosse down Washington College 8-6, while women's lacrosse fell 5-1 at third-ranked Franklin Marshall. And riding competed in 2 events, placing 7th at Hollins and then tying for 4th at the Virginia Invitational. With me in the studio is riding coach Gordon Reistrup. Gordon, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me.
How did the Generals perform at Virginia and Hollins over the weekend?
At Virginia and Hollins, starting with Hollins, we had 2-a-days during Feb break. And previous to that, we had Bridgewater on the 20th, where they did very well after a week of light practice during midterms. Came out a little flat at Hollins, some wins, some decent placings, some zeros, unfortunately, though. And then at UVA, we rallied and finished our best ever at UVA. Very hard show, point riders only, meaning 1 rider per class, so there's no leeway, so to speak. And ended up 4th and clinched 5th in the region, 2 points behind Emory and Henry, and actually finished for the year our highest, closest to the lead. We were 30-some points off the lead, whereas last year, even though we were 6th, we were 90-some points the year before that, finishing 4th for the region. We were 80-some points off the lead, so we were actually right in the mix there till the very end.
February was a very busy month for your team. You had a total of 5 events on the schedule. Mother Nature isn't always cooperative. What are the challenges of practicing and competing in colder weather?
So first and foremost, at my farm where we practice during the fall, and after this week at the Hollins Invitational at the Horse Center, we have to move the entire operation to an indoor arena. So this year we're back at the Horse Center, which works because 4 of the 8 weeks typically we practice during the winter show season, we're at the Horse Center anyway, so that works pretty well. The last 2 seasons we've been somewhere else where we actually had turnout, but then we were actually at 3 different farms at once, which makes it a little more logistical challenge. So aside from the cold, that takes care of the cold. We can continue practicing regardless of the weather unless school is canceled. The hardest part, for instance, at Sweetbriar and Randolph, it was very cold. It was down in the low 20s, but they had their indoors closed up, and it keeps it, a little bit of freezing. But the hardest part is keeping your athletes warm, both your equine athletes as well as your riders, because they have to stand and wait for their rides. Unlike a regular horse show, an open horse show where they're warming up their own horses at an intercollegiate, they draw out of a hat, get right on, and have to ride, and have to be warm to do that right away. So that's pretty tough.
Give us a quick update on the Generals' qualifying status for regionals.
So this year we have 4 riders qualified for regionals. We have Kaylee Wells qualified in intermediate flat, Laurel Romano qualified in novice flat, Jane Chiavelli qualified in intermediate flat as well, and Laura Lemon, senior captain, qualified in the open flat. Those will be at Randolph on March 19th.
W&L won the ODAC title in 2014. You came in 2nd last year. What are the Generals' expectations for the conference championship this season?
Our expectations are pretty high this year again. Previous to our win, we were 2nd the previous year too, so we've been 2nd, 1st, and 2nd the last 3 seasons. One big component of our success there has been the ability to access some good loaner horses, lease horses to borrow for championships. We have great practice horses, have been developing our string of school horses, and then have a number of returning riders looking at being on the ODAC team again this year. And I think with both captains, Laura Lemon and Kaylee Wells, leading that charge, I think we'll be in good stead.
Well, Gordon, thanks for joining us. Best of luck the rest of the season.
Thanks very much.
Here with me now is Buck Armstrong, senior lacrosse captain from Austin, Texas. Buck, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
The Generals are 2-1 early in the season. You've got victories over Christopher Newport and Washington College. What have been the keys to pulling out those two very close wins?
Yeah, like you said, they're two very close wins. I mean, looking back last season, I don't think we had kind of the team chemistry and overall group effort to take home like a very close, hard-fought win in the first couple games. So going into this season, we really stressed just kind of mental fortitude and this desire to win. So when you get in those close games, you just kind of find the way to do it, no matter what it is, just kind of last minute, just work it hard and, get the job done.
W&L graduated 2 starting defensemen as well as your top 2 long stick midfielders. With so many new faces on that end of the field, how important is the leadership of veterans like you and your goalie, Wyatt Devine?
We certainly took a big hit at graduation, this year, but like you said, leadership in the back end is extremely important, but that really starts with our goalie, Wyatt. I mean, he's as solid as he can get in the D3, so just having him behind you kind of makes our job easier up front. And so when we have new faces coming in, kind of implement them slowly, but if things do happen to kind of break down at times, we got Wyatt leading the back end, so it's kind of nice moving forward.
You were a postseason All-American last year, a preseason selection in 2016. What does that recognition mean to you and to the W&L program?
I mean, obviously it's a huge honor to be recognized, to be an All-American, especially a tradition and program established like W&L. So it's a huge honor to be added to the list of just people going back to the 70s, playing D1. So it's a huge honor for myself, but hopefully that kind of translates into more team kind of goals, so hopefully bring home some real hardware at the championship at ODAC in May.
Your first conference game is just over a week away. What are the Generals still looking to improve upon as you approach the ODAC schedule?
I mean, we're still a pretty new team. Young faces kind of, getting starting from freshmen, which is kind of new, 2 freshmen starting. So we're kind of just moving forward, hoping we're gelling as a unit, just getting more experience, be battle tested. Offense has been slowing, but that's kind of natural, and it kind of, as the season progresses, things kind of cohesive together. So moving forward, there's no X's and O's. We're kind of worried on just kind of becoming a better unit, top to bottom, and just becoming, more chemistry-based team and moving forward.
Buck, thanks for joining us. Best of luck this season.
Thank you for having me.
I'm joined now by Kyle Tipping, senior baseball captain from Green Lane, Pennsylvania. Kyle, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Washington and Lee is 10-4 on the season. You've got a team ERA of 2.52. What's worked well for the Generals so far, especially on the mound?
Yeah, well, we've had the new coaching staff come in, and especially Coach Ted White, who's been working with the pitchers, has really given us a new mentality. We've been able to sort of dominate differently on the mound. He's also had some new arm workouts, so you've seen a lot of fresh arms right now. The freshmen that have come in have been terrific so far. They've been just shut down for everything. And then we've been playing some really good team defense behind. We knew that was going to be one of our strengths coming in. And we also have some freshmen stepping in there playing big roles. So.
You mentioned the coaching change. After Jeff Stickley retired, you're playing for Lucas Jones in 2016. How is the transition going overall?
It's going pretty well. We all know how good of a job Coach Stickley did in his tenure here. It was awesome. But Coach Jones came in and is sort of bringing a new mentality and a new culture to the team. Sort of our motto is burn the ships. So it's sort of the Spanish explorers, they burn their ships, so you can't look behind. You always have to be going forward. So we're supposed to be forgetting about the past and just dominating what we can at the present and the future.
At this time last year, W&L was in the middle of a month-long layoff caused by all the bad weather that you had in February and March. How valuable has it been to get so many early season games in this year, especially as you look ahead to ODAC play?
Oh, it's been terrific, especially we're a really young team. We have, I mentioned earlier, the freshmen. We also have several sophomores contributing, and it's been great for them to be getting acclimatized to that. Last year, I think we had 17 straight games snowed out or something like that, and it was just tough when you finally got onto a field and seeing hitters for the first time, seeing pitches for the first time. It's completely different, so this will give us a huge advantage coming into ODAC play.
What are your expectations for the conference this spring?
We always have the same expectation, which is to just compete with every team. Never make it easy for them if they're going to beat us. Let them know that W&L plays hard, good baseball. But this year, I think we have a really good team. We could, if we get hot at the right time, I think we could win a lot of games and make it to playoffs and hopefully win it all.
Kyle, thanks for joining us. Best of luck this season.
Thanks for having me.
It's time now for a look at the upcoming weekend. The riding team will compete in the Holland Spring Welcome Show, which runs from Thursday through Sunday at the Virginia Horse Center. On Saturday, baseball travels to Virginia Wesleyan for an ODAC doubleheader, and women's tennis visits Lynchburg. Women's lacrosse heads to 7th-ranked Salisbury, while men's lacrosse will take on Franklin and Marshall on the road. And on Sunday, men's tennis plays host to number 12 Johns Hopkins. For W&L Sports Weekly, I'm Jeremy Franklin. Thanks for watching.